Welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully you took care of your homework before you landed on this video or this class. Okay. Please make sure before you attend this masterclass that you actually participated and you took advantage of the homework that I gave you for the first class, which is a digital marketing overview. Okay. We covered that in details. So without any further ado, I don't want to waste any much more time on any kind of pre-talks. Let's just get into it. Today we're talking about today's DMI 15 2. Okay. Today we're talking about traffic leads and sales. Again, we're probably not going to do too many hands-on practical execution until probably the fifth or sixth class. Okay. By the fifth or sixth class, let me see here. Yes, by the fifth or sixth class. Now let me see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, about the sixth class, we are definitely going to get our hands dirty a little bit because I want you to start executing and start creating and start setting up campaigns and things like that. Okay, but for now, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page with regards to languages, lingos, terminologies, concepts, fundamentals. That's where we are right now. Okay, so traffic leads and sales, obviously, that's business objective, profit objective, organizational building objectives to what we're trying to accomplish here. Okay, and I want you to pay I recommend that you pay attention. I'm going to try to keep every class to 1 hour. If we need more sessions, more question and answer sessions, you have more specific questions. There's a contact link at the bottom of every page. That's what it's for. If it's a quick answer, I will reply you. If it's something I feel like would benefit everyone in the class, I will record a video. You will have access to it. Everyone else will have access to it. If it's too specific, too personal, then you just let me know in your questions. Okay. But I don't think anything should be. But anyway, so welcome back. DMI 15.2 traffic leads and sales. What exactly are we talking about? What is traffic, right? Then obviously, what is leads? Then what is sales? All right. What is traffic? What is leads? What is sales? How is this relevant to digital marketing? In my opinion, it's everything. Okay, it's everything. So every time you click anything, that will basically redirect you to another website page, a unit of traffic is created. Let me type that out. Every time you click an element online that redirects you to a brand new page, a unit of traffic is created. Now, this is one of the trickiest things about digital marketing, because if you go on Google, let's just go on Google, right? And we type in traffic and we press enter. What do we see? We see real life traffic, like cars moving on a road, right? Light traffic in Avenue Woodbridge Township, New Jersey, which is where I'm at right now. That's what you see, right? But it's just human beings moving and entering different nodes and hubs in real life, right? So you will see like live traffic updates. That's what you will see every time you type in traffic online. right? But if you type in online traffic, I doubt if it really tells you much, right? Okay, so we can see some ad here for website traffic. So traffic, just like you have traffic in real life, you have website traffic. So maybe a better phrase is online traffic, or web traffic. Okay, so you would have things like, okay, so we're talking about online traffic. So if in case you're looking for more information, that you want to educate yourself more, I do recommend that you stay focused here, because there's a lot of stuff online that won't necessarily be beneficial for you, right? So web traffic or website traffic, just in case, if you know, you can stay focused while you're still doing that, if you want to research more on website traffic. So without traffic, there's no digital marketing. Basically, the smallest unit of what creates what we call digital marketing is website traffic, online traffic. Okay. And another way we describe this, another terminology we're going to use a lot, right, is clicks. So anytime you click on something, there are some things you click on that will just pop up a window, right, or pop up a button, or pop up a message. That can be argued that that's not really traffic, right? If I click on something and there's a pop-up message, no new traffic was created, right? So let's say, for example, you're trying to click into DMI 15.3, the masterclass number 3, right? And you click onto that, and it's not yet time, because this is we drip this content. It's called content dripping, right, to you, so that we can make sure you stay focused on your executing and taking the time to learn the material, right? So we're not releasing everything to you immediately. It's 15 weeks. So let's say you're trying to access uh, masterclass number 8 on week number 3, and you see a pop-up message that says not yet time, not available yet, right? Right? Something like that. If you see that, then no new traffic was created, because you're still on the same page even after you clicked. Well, a lot of times when you click stuff, it redirects you into a new page. So let me give you a case in point. Let's go ahead and log into my Empire Pro /members, which is your members homepage. All right, that's an example here. Oh, okay, let's go into members. All right. Okay, so this is the members own page, right? You have access to this course, Digital Marketing Intensive, right? So if I click this, it takes me into a page that's basically listed out all the different classes. We're on this class right now, right? So let's say I click into, you're on week number 2 right now, and then I attempt to access week number 8. When I click that, it actually redirects me to the page of module number 8, which is week number 8, right? But then it says you don't have access to DMI 15.8, right? You will get access on whatever this date is for this specific account, right? So for every account is different, right? So let's say when I clicked on it, it did not redirect me. It popped up a small window message, right? That gives me that same message, like you don't have access, you will have access on a particular date, right? That is not really a new traffic, because I remain on the same page. But the moment I click into this, and let's say I go to week number 1, and it takes me into week number 1 training, which is something you attended last week, right? Let's say I did that, a new traffic has been created because it's redirected me to a new page. So it doesn't matter that it's the same website, every click matters. Okay, that's a unit of traffic. Okay. Another way you can look at this for is maybe like videos, online videos, like on YouTube, on Vimeo, on any other video website out there. A view is created, right? So each view, right? Let me just put each view is, you can consider that a unit of traffic. Okay, each view can be considered a unit of traffic. All right, let me see here. Just yeah, 1 second. All right, so each view is considered a new unit of traffic. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this here just so you can see and visualize it as we're going through the class, right? A unit of web traffic or online traffic. Let's just keep it online traffic, right? Just so it's self-explanatory enough. Okay, so the same thing here, we can now say this as online video traffic. All right, because we will have a class on video marketing and especially content marketing, and we'll be diving through that. All right, so what do we know about traffic, right? What do we know about traffic? It costs money and time. Okay, why? Because it's valuable. Because it's valuable, right? Each unit of traffic that lands on any one of your web properties, okay? Let's see, units of traffic is created. Web property. So the whole point of digital marketing is that we're going to have a ton of creation. We're going to create tons of web property, videos, articles, interactive quizzes, things like that helps you create money, right? That helps you create value and therefore create money or create sales, which is something we're still going to talk about in a second here, right? So because it's valuable, it costs money, and it costs not just time, not traffic, sorry, time, right? And what do we know? Energy, right? It costs money, time, it costs energy. It's basically traffic is everything, right? Traffic is everything. So how much traffic is being created online every day? How much traffic? Let's see if we can find some information on that. Obviously, it's in the trillions, okay? Because we're not counting how much people come to your website, right? That's not what we're counting. We're counting every single click. Every single click is valuable, right? So how much traffic online daily? Let's see. There's some information on statista.com. That's a good website to always look at. Let's see if we can find something. All right, we got a broadandsearch.net here. That's a good spot to go to as well. Okay, they're just talking about the growth. They're not really giving us some data here. Let's see. Well, anyway, 127 million websites all around the world. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because I want you to understand the value of what we're going through right now when it comes to business, when it comes to creating a valuable income for yourself. It's if you're not getting traffic, there's no money. Okay. If you're not getting traffic, there's no business as we're moving to the new age, right? So we're looking at from the year 2000, 2013, the use of the internet increased by 1,355. In 2022, Asia countries to account for the majority of internet users. That's like 2.7 trillion people. No, not trillion people, billion, right? There's there's not that much people in the world, which makes 53% of the global internet population. 93% North America, 88% Europe, right? Middle East has seen a 6,000% growth, so it's spreading around the world even more, which means there's more business that will be coming from all these different corners of the world, right? 34.5% of all websites are using WordPress. I will be teaching you to use WordPress, okay? That's going to be our content management system, all right? And I will be insisting that you get a .com, okay? And if you're brand new and you don't have an existing website only. If you have an existing website already that's getting traffic, website traffic, then I definitely will recommend to leverage what you already got going on. Okay. So because it's valuable, it costs money and it costs time. Keep that at the back of your mind. So everything we're doing right now, we must make sure that income and revenue is paramount. Okay. I don't want to teach you to just waste time on the internet. I want to teach you to make something good out of it. Okay. Does that make sense? All right, good. So now let's go to leads. Let's talk about leads, right? What is a lead, right? What is a lead? You can think of lead as a prospect, okay? But not just a prospect. A prospect that you've captured their contact information. Prospect whose contact information has been captured. It's very important. Okay, a prospect is somebody who is interested. They show some kind of interest in your product, services, or your brand, right? Interest in product, service, or brand. Right? They're a prospect. You could sell them something. If it's a brand, you're an influencer, they don't really care what you're selling. They're just interested in what you have to say, what value in terms of knowledge you have to offer. That would be more like a self brand, right? But any type of brand, but basically they're able to recognize your brand from afar without necessarily knowing what you have to offer for sale. All right, that's a real thing. It's costly. It has value on it. If you don't believe me, just look at your biggest influencer in the world. It's basically about what they have to say. People find what they have to say valuable, right? So a lead, okay, a lead is basically a prospect whose contact information has been captured. Precisely the contact information, okay, information. Because why do we need to do that? Why do we need to capture people's contact information? By the way, there are numerous ways of doing that, right? Why do we need to do that? Well, one thing we know is that there are studies, that show that people need to see or be exposed 7 times, 7 to 10 exposures, right? Before they buy anything you have to offer, right? So if all you're doing is capturing traffic and you're not capturing their contact information, you're losing money. Okay? So think about it. People are coming to your website, but there's no way for you to capture their information. We already know that 7 out of 10 times they're not going to buy on the first exposure. So if you're spending money and time and energy on generating this traffic, right? Let me just put this here. Goal is to generate traffic, right? So you're going to hear me say generate traffic a lot, right? If you're putting a lot of time, money, energy in generating traffic, right? And you generated, let's say you generated 1,000 clicks to your website, right? So these are the unit right here. 1,000 clicks or views, right? Or page views, right? Sometimes we use another, you're gonna see page views as well, okay? We're gonna cover that heavily in digital marketing analytics. We're going to cover that in that class. So page views, right? There's also users, right? We're going to talk about all that. So don't worry about that for now, right? But anyway, you're generating this traffic, right? And for every 10 traffic you generate, Less than one will buy on the first exposure. Less than one will buy on the first exposure. Let me put that here for you. Less than one out of every 10 will buy. Okay? Will purchase anything. Okay? Will convert. Right? It's all the languages you may see me use later. That's what I'm preparing you for. To sales on first exposure. Okay? On an average, 7 to 10 exposures before they buy. All right? Purchase or convert. So keep that at the back of your mind that just generating traffic is not good enough. You need to capture leads. You need to capture their contact information. Why? So that you can retarget. Okay, retarget. You're gonna hear me use this a lot. Remarket. Okay, remarket. Or in the traditional sense, we call it follow-up. Okay, people are not gonna buy from you. I don't care how good you are at sales, they're not gonna buy from you. Most people are not going to buy from you on first exposure, not on second, not on third, right? We're looking for 7 to 10 exposures before they buy from you. So we need, what's the lead? What's the goal here? We need to be generating leads. Okay? You need to be generating leads. That means contact information. It can come in the form of email. Right? It can come in the form of phone number, because you can follow up with people by email or by text messages, right? Text messages, a phone call, which is not my style. I don't like the idea in 2022 of a need. I don't mind calling, but if that's what my business needs to thrive, that's a problem. Text messages is it's a lot less intrusive, and it still lands the message to a person that has already initially shown interest. If they shown interest, right? If they shown interest, that's really all we need to follow up on. And you're going to see me a lot. You see we have a lot of automation in place to follow up with people using their contact information. And most people prefer that because it's less intrusive, right? That's not a matter of, you don't really have a choice as we move more and more into the digital age. Introverts are winning. It used to be you have to be an extrovert, you have to be willing to get out there, put yourself out there and be able to sell, hard close people. But if you're not able to do this kind of soft close that I'm teaching you right now, you will struggle in the digital age, because people do have much more options than you. And the confrontation is not exactly pleasant to people. The confrontational vibe of hard closing people, right? So if you understand how to automate this process, traffic leads, right? Generate traffic. That traffic, you're not trying to sell them. You don't have to sell them on day one. It's not necessary for you, because all you're doing is giving them something of value in exchange for their contact information. So the real question now is, why would anyone give you their contact information? All right? Why would they give you their contact information? Right? That's a question you want to ask yourself when you're setting this up for yourself in your own business. Why would they give you their contact information? Why? Again, value exchange of some sort. Okay? In exchange for their contact information, they're going to receive something by way of the contact information. Is that making sense? All right. So what is it that they're going to receive? It depends on what business you're trying to build. What kind of business are you trying to build, right? Why would anyone give you their contact information. Sometimes it's as simple as because of notification, they want to be notified for something that's valuable to them, right? They want to be notified maybe when you go live on your YouTube channel. They want to be notified when you release a brand new product. They want to be notified when your software gets an update, right? Let me put that here. So I'm spelling it out because I want it to stamp on your brain forever. Okay. All right. Notification software update. That's why you gave Microsoft your contact information, right? Software update, right? Content update. Why do I have your contact information? Well, for one, you've purchased the course, right? But before that, how did I have your contact information? Maybe you know me personally. Highly likely that's the case. Maybe one or two people here, right? But it's probably because I gave you a free book, right? I'm about to send you a book, right? Value exchange, right? I want to send you a book, content update. You want to stay plugged in on my content every week, every day. Product update, right? Product update or release. Could be release as well, right? Why would anyone want to stay on top of that? Well, we're in the digital age. Everything is getting updated faster than ever before. Cars are getting updated. People are buying electric cars, right? Cars have software in them. They have GPS software and everything software. The radiator is operated by a software, right? So it's in your best interest as a prospect to exchange your contact information with the people that you find interest in their product, service, content, blah, blah, blah. Is that making sense? So these are the reasons why not only should you as a business person, what's the purpose of you generating leads? Because you want to be able to follow up with them and remarket and retarget and sell more product, right? Sell more product, sell more. Your best customers are repeat customers, right? Because number one, it's easier for them to buy from you because they already trust you. They kind of feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. It's a feeling. It doesn't have to be the reality, right? They feel like they know you, like you, and trust you, right? But how do you build? They feel like they know you, like you, and trust you, right? Well, you give them something of value up front when they come as a piece of unit of web traffic. That first time they land on one of your properties online, they're brand new, right? And then you say, hey, I got this stuff for you. It's extremely valuable, but you can get it for free, right? You see me practice the same thing in my business. If we go to the front page of myempirepro.com, what do you see? Yes, you see all of these different offers. A lot of them are free. The articles are free, right? A lot of them are free. But what do you see me here, right? I'm giving away the book, a PDF downloadable value of the book for free, right? Downloadable value of the downloadable version, I wanted to say, of the book for free, right? You see that here, right? You see that first thing I do is giving something away for free. The website is free to access in the first place. But then in addition to that, if they give me their email address, I'm going to show you how to set all of this up. No rush, okay? I just want you to understand the concept first. You give me, where should I send your download information? Where that's valuable to anybody who would land on this page in the first place. Why would anybody land on this page in the first place? What brought them here in the first place? Let's say they Googled My Empire Pro. They heard from a friend that they could learn digital marketing from a platform called My Empire Pro. And then that's value to them, right? They came here and then boom, when they click into this, right? A brand new traffic was created, right? Brought them here. So instead of me trying to sell them something up front, they'll see that I'm giving a whole book, a whole 150 plus page book away for free, right? In exchange for what? A lead. You as a business person or as a digital marketer, your first goal is to capture the information. Now, there are multiple other different ways to capture the information you're going to learn as we go through the course. Like, for example, there's this thing here. You see this widget on my Chrome, on my browser here. There's a Facebook pixel on this page. So Facebook is also capturing the information for me, right? So, but to remarket to them is going to cost you money. But if you capture their information by way of capturing their email address, sending email to them still costs you time and energy, but not money. Costs you a little bit more, a little bit less. I want you to think of every activity as worth something. So there's no such thing as free in reality. Okay? There's no such thing as free in reality. You're either spending money, time, energy. So anytime somebody's exchanging something for you for free, meaning no money involved, usually that means your time and energy is going to be involved. All right. All right. So the goal here, the ultimate goal, what's the goal? Generate leads. Right? We're going to talk about list building. The money is in the list. Why? Because you can, when you generate leads, you can remarket and retarget these people forever for free. Usually still cost you time and energy, right? But a lot less than money, time, and energy, because money costs money, right? Money costs money. So that's the goal right there. All right. So we talked about traffic. You understand traffic now. You understand leads, right? Let's talk about sales, right? Exchange of good services and value for money. Okay? We call it, a lot of time you're going to hear me say things like sales conversion. Okay? All right? So just like here, you will hear me also say lead conversion, right? Lead conversion is valuable because a certain number of leads will become sales. Not all your leads will become sales. Okay, we're going to talk about the numbers later. Again, I just want you to understand the concept. So even if all you do is content creation from a podcast, from YouTube, a blog, right? Even if that's what you do. So for example, if you go to under blog here, you go to Digital Marketing Certified, you can actually see the book is being presented there for free. All right, so you can see the book. We're releasing the book for free, but some people like to carry them as a book. Then they pay a little bit extra fees for that, right? If you followed, you notice that we release the books. We release the books for free. All right. So anyway, let's keep going here. But the point, this is the blog page, so if you're doing a blog, or let's click into this, like let's say this is a chapter 3, this is a video, right? Or you're doing videos, right? Let's say you're doing videos, right? People that land on here, you're giving them free value. They land on here, you generated the traffic. You manage to I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3. That's a unit of traffic. That's a real human being that is interested in something related to what you have to sell, right? So that's the traffic. Now, how do we generate leads, right? If you pay attention to Marketing Certified chapter, let's see here. If you pay attention here, before you hire another digital marketer, download my book for free. Right there, right? We're giving them, so if they go to that page, Digital Marketing Certified, I'm generating leads. They're trying to learn how to generate leads, but I'm generating leads, right? Because when they go to that page, let me go there, digitalmarketingcertified.com. Let's see. Okay. So if they go to that page, what do they see? They see a lead capture page. Okay, we're going to talk more about lead capture page, right? It's just a page designed to capture the information, and then it will automatically send them what they were, the value they were exchanging with me. Okay. So a regular web page, right? A regular web page. Let me open this and put this under here, right? The tool, web page or landing page. You're gonna see me say landing page a lot, okay? But it's just a web page that's designed to present information, okay? That's all it does, right? But on that page, I want to sell them something for free. So just because it's free doesn't mean it's valuable, right? In fact, in a lot of ways, when something is free, people devalue it, right? But how do you make it valuable? That's something we're going to cover extensively under the copywriting masterclass course. Okay. But anyway, once they get on that, they land on that landing page. In this case, this was a video. In this case, this was a blog page, right? Once they land on this landing page or a blog page, a web page, whatever you want to call it, I have multiple ways that we're capturing their contact information. We have Facebook capturing it here, but also if they find enough interest and they go to digitalmarketingcertified.com, then they're going to land on this landing page. This is a landing page, but it's not just a landing page. They're all landing pages, but one is a capture page and one is a content page, a blog page, a video, right? Something that you don't care about capturing the information. You just want to present the value to them first. And then as one of your call to action at the end of it, you give them a call to action that, hey, if you want my free book, hey, if you want a free sample, that could be your type of business. Maybe you're selling colognes, right? You want to give free samples away, right? And perfumes and colognes, you can send them free samples. You get them interested in it. They like how it smells on them. Guess what they're going to do, right? Well, first of all, before you send them the free sample, that means you had their contact information. It could be a physical address. That means you have a lead. Does that make sense? That means you had a lead, right? So you sent that sample to them. How did you get their contact information? You promised them value. I'm going to send you free samples of my cologne, right? Again, any business. This is relevant in every business, right? You send them something free, and content marketing is a little bit easier. You just have to create more content on a regular basis, and you start sharing what and why, and then you can sell the how-to or done-for-you services, right? If you look at our business module here, that's exactly what we do, right? We give away the what, the why, right? The how-tos, and the done-for-you, you have to pay for, because that costs me time and I have to be able to afford to do the business, right? So leads is contact information. Sales is not just contact information, it's contact information plus money. Money had been generated. It's called sales conversion. Okay? A sale was converted. Money had been generated. Digital money, whatever you want to call it, has been generated. Okay? So hopefully that's making sense to you. Right? Okay. All right. Hopefully that's making sense to you. Exchange of goods, services, and value for money. Okay. So let's go down to why. Why traffic, right? The why is people, right? It's people, right? Call it market. If you go back to here, what did we have? We covered the MMM, right? Remember this? The MMM, market media message, in the last class. Okay, so we're getting down to it now, right? People, market. Traffic represents, these are real human beings, okay? It's just that, again, for your business, Sadly, unfortunately, or fortunately, or good for us, I don't know how you wanna, I don't know your perspective on that. It's numbers, people, website traffic. That's why, okay? And money comes from where? Money comes from only one place. Drum roll, people. Money doesn't fall out of the skies. Money comes from other people. It's energy. It's neither created nor destroyed. If it looks like it's created, that means inflation. Somebody's gonna have to pay for that in the form of interest rates. Okay, so money comes from people. Okay, so that's why we need traffic. Why do we need leads? Right? Why do we need leads? I already said it. Remarketing, right? Retargeting. All right. So Facebook allows us to retarget people that have landed on my page. If you've landed on any one of my pages, I can pay a few bucks and present another offer to you, another product to you. Okay. Or follow up in a traditional sense. It's a way to follow up with people. You can also resell. Well, I won't call resell. Resell is almost like you're being a partner, right? So let's leave that out of it so we don't confuse you. Remarketing, retargeting, follow up, right? Right? And it saves you serious money. Saves you marketing cost. Okay? Because now since you captured the information, right? You capture the information, you don't have to pay money to reach out to them anymore. You don't have to pay as much. Maybe you're going after the free marketing strategies like content marketing strategies, which I already told you there's no such thing as free. It's either costing you money or it's costing you money, time, and energy, right? And your time is worth more than money. Okay? If you're in this class, your time is worth more than money. Never, if you have the choice, never exchange money for time. Pay people to save you time if you can afford it. Okay? Assess it, the activity. Make sure that you really can't afford to pay others to do it. If you can afford to pay others to do it, it's a it's a better way for you to do business. Okay? It's much more profitable. Plus, you're feeding another mouth and you're putting food on another family's table, right? Plus, it's much more beneficial. It's much more profitable to do that. Okay, so it saves you marketing costs because you capture that lead. You spend that one-time money on capturing that lead. Now you can contact them anytime for free, right? So it's always a trade-off between um, time, money, and energy in that sense, right? It's always a trade-off between if I pay money to get this person's attention, am I getting more money back potentially? That's always going to be a trade-off you have to bargain for in digital marketing. Sometimes you pay a little extra $20 to capture a $1,000 sale. Is it worth it? Or would you rather go spend the next 5 hours trying to generate free traffic to capture the same $1,000 sale? It's a question you always have to answer as you're moving through this business. Okay? So leads, why? Remarketing, retargeting, and follow-up. Sales is obvious, right? So you can afford your lifestyle and serving more people. Okay? Don't give away stuff for free, random, willy-nilly without a strategy behind it. Always make sure you can afford serving more people. If you're giving away everything for free, you can't afford to serve more people. Okay? You can't afford serving more people if you're giving away for free because your lifestyle costs something, even if you're living under a bridge, right? Right? Your lifestyle will cost you something, literally money, right? Right? So, if you have kids and family, it definitely costs you something, right? So these are the reasons why we had to go through this class. I wanted you to understand this. The languages I used in this class, I want to make sure that we're on the same page. I want to understand that when you're out there in the world of digital marketing or helping another person run their business, or this is your own personal business online, you know what the hell you're talking about. right? That's why, and the traffic leads and sales is basically uh, the core objectives of everything we're trying to do. You want to generate traffic, you want to generate leads, you want to generate sales, TLS. You want to generate traffic, you want to generate leads, and you want to generate sales. You may find that other people use different languages for them out there. Sometimes you will see leads being used, you will see on other platforms, they call it action. Why do they call it action? Because somebody is taking an action on one of your web pages, a desired action from your standpoint, right? You want them to click all over to another page. You want them to download a book. You want them to fill out a lead capture page in order to, in exchange for free samples, right? Whatever that is, okay? You want them to do that, right? Every business has this in one shape, form, or the other. If you don't have a way of generating leads, or I should probably more accurately say capturing leads, if you don't, you're going to waste a lot of money on traffic, and majority of this traffic will not turn to sales. And eventually, because that also will kill the engagement level. So what do I mean by engagement? Engagement is another action on your web pages that we will be measuring a lot of, right? That means somebody is engaged. I mean, just the simplest way I can put it is the longer time they spend on your landing pages and web properties, the longer they spend, the more engaged they are, because they're hanging out because they're getting some kind of value. Sometimes they open the page and they leave it on their laptop to come back later. Why? Because they see some kind of value that they don't want to miss out on, right? So they leave it hanging so they can come back later. Does that make sense? Yep. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. We're getting there. We're only masterclass number 2 in. We're going 15 weeks. But again, I'm taking my time to make sure that you're also taking your time and you're learning as much as you need to learn. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Awesome. So I'm gonna show you some real life examples right now. Okay. Then I'm gonna give you a homework. We do have an elaborate homework that I do want you to participate in for this week. See something here. All right, 1 second. Just making sure here that. Now, you do know that most people that will be coming to your web pages or your YouTube channel or your content hubs, your blog, your WordPress blogs, most people are coming from, they will be coming from a mobile application. Okay? That's just the reality. Okay? Most people are coming from a mobile application. So you will hear me say things like responsive, your website set up to be responsive. What that means is that is it user friendly if somebody is accessing it from a website. Now, if your hub is a YouTube channel, then you're leveraging the power of YouTube. The YouTube already makes sure of that, right? But again, you gotta make sure you're paying attention to how are people seeing what you're presenting out into the world, right? You have to make sure of that. See here. Okay. Is that making sense? Making sense? All right, good. So now let's talk about how, right? I'm just gonna, it's demonstration right now because the how to set up landing pages is going to come in more elaborate form on week number 2, 3, 4, 5, content marketing. Okay. We're going to see more of that in content marketing because that's all part of content. Every single one of these different landing pages, right? Every single one of them, they are basically landing pages, but they will reside on your main website. Okay. All right. Every single one of them will reside on your main hub. I should call it main hub because that's more all inclusive, right? So how, instead of showing you how right now, I just want to demonstrate how this works. Okay. So what I'm doing right now, it's I'm actually going to record my screen and then send that to you on all right. Then I'll show it to you what it looks like in a few minutes. Okay. Let's see here. All right, good. All right, so there's a web. I'm going to use our real estate course as an example, right? And then, so if I go to, if I type in smartrealestatewholesaling.com and I press enter my browser, I'm going to show you that in a second. I just want you to listen to me first. It gets forwarded to a landing page, which is a capture page. Okay, so the landing page that it gets forwarded to is a capture page, right? But maybe I'm moving too fast, right? Okay, maybe I'm moving too fast. If I go to my empirepro.blog/blog, that's basically a hub for all the people we've shared some real estate training with over the past 4 years. If I go here to myempirepro.com/blog, right? Scroll down, I see a free piece of content here for pre-foreclosure to cold cash. I'm going to click on it. So I tapped on it because I'm on a mobile phone, like most people that will come to your website, right? I see that video, I watched the video, but then I scroll down, I can see here that, okay, let's see. If I scroll down, I can see here that there's two free books, right? Remember the free value, the value that cost them nothing in exchange for their contact information. Why? Because the contact information is valuable to me as a business owner. I click on that. I tap on it because mostly people are going to be. Then it lands me on the same capture page, right? What is on the capture page? The book, 2 free downloads. So I go ahead and I enter my contact information. Let's just put our support now at myempirepro.com, right? Which is just our contact information, support contact information, right? .com, and I click continue. When I click continue, that email address has been captured instantly. Okay, then I landed on a page. So that lead was generated. So not only was traffic created, but a lead had been generated. But even beyond that, we ask even for for further information, kind of like we want them to confirm. This is just extra step that you don't have to take. You can decide to take it, but it's an extra step. But basically, I landed on this page right here, right? So, and then it says, hey, if you text access to a phone number, you'll be taken to the next step. That's just a way for us to capture text messages, phone numbers, so we can text people. So not only are we building a list of email addresses, we're also building a list of phone numbers, again, to create more opportunities to serve. You might call it sales, you might call it opportunity for me to make money, but I'm not making money unless I'm serving real-time value, right? So that's that right there. So eventually we will be landed on a page. Let me see if I can if I tap that, right, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in a second. Okay, I tap the next link, and basically it's a link to send a text message that says access, and then I will probably get a reply. Then I get a reply that says access. So I'm going to tap that link. It takes me back into an actual sales page. A sales page is a place where, okay, so for example, we're selling this program for a $1 trial at this time. So that's a sales page right there where we'll make a sales presentation to get the sales. All right. So let me go ahead and stop it. I'm going to show you what I just described in real time. Okay. Just so you can have an idea of what we're talking about. Okay, so you can see it in real time. I'm gonna pass it to my screen in a second. Let's see. Okay. Now this is an opportunity for me to share the same thing with you twice to reiterate or create more of the impression of what we're talking about. Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right. So we have this video. This is what it looks like on your screen, right? So watch me. I'm playing it. Then we'll go through it together again. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Let's do this real quick. All right. So you can see I'm on a typical Chrome page, right? And what did I do? I typed in smartrealestatewholesaling.com, right? Why? Because I watched the video and it says go to smartrealestatewholesaling.com, right? I landed on a landing page. We call it the lead capture page. It's designed to exchange an opportunity to download 2 books for their contact information. Why? Because lead generation. This is called lead generation, right? So then I said, remember I said maybe I'm too fast. Let's act like I'm discovering for the first time. I Googled something, I landed on a blog page. So I went to the blog where we created, we have tons of real estate content up there, right? myempirepro.com/blog. What does that look like? It's free information without asking for anything up front, right? So there's a video here that says pre-foreclosure to cold cash, right? So I tapped on it, right? Tap on right here, and then it takes me to the actual blog. And then as I scroll through the blog, I see, oh, you can make $10,000 to $25,000 per month. Here are 2 free books if you want to learn everything there is to learn about doing that from home. I tapped on it, right? And then it takes me to the, the capture page we kind of saw earlier, right? And then I complete the form with my email address. In this case, that will be supportnow@myempirepro.com. By the way, that's our actual real support contact information, right? So I typed that in, right? Typed it in, .com, and I click continue, right? When I click continue, it takes me to a page that confirms that, hey, there's a second step. Second step is designed for us we use that to capture people's phone number in exchange for getting access to the next step. Eventually, if they don't give us that information right now, they will. But again, the point here is the priority is to capture their contact information so we can keep marketing to them. Okay, so we can keep serving them more value, right? So then I click on this, tapped that link right there in the middle, or you can manually go to your phone. That's just the way we set it up. If you want to do that, we will show you more information about that in the right classes as we continue through the digital marketing. For now, just understand the concepts and the machine behind the madness, right? So again, we tap here. Come on, let's go a little faster. We tap that, or simply, let's just pretend we're sending that text access to that phone number, right? So when we send that text, it will automatically reply. Let's just watch it happen. Okay. All right. So we send that text, and we'll click on this right here to send that text, and then automatically I get a reply. Then I tap on the link that was sent to me. Okay, so that was sent. And then we have this reply that says access confirmed. Please tap. Then we'll tap on that. When we tap on it, it takes us back to the second step, which is a sales presentation. But we also say, hey, your book is on the way, but then we'll give them a sale presentation to set them on a $1 trial for 7 days, right? For the real estate coaching program. Does that make sense? So that's traffic, leads, and generating sales online. It's demonstrated for you really quickly. And here's your homework. Okay, here's your homework. We're going a little bit deeper now. Your homework, okay? I want you to go to Facebook ad library. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. Okay, all you have to do is type this into Google. Okay, let's just go ahead and type that into Google, Facebook ads library, and you tap this. Okay, and what it does is that it shows you all the different people that are advertising online. Our time is up. All right. It shows you all these different people that are advertising online. So whatever your type of business is, or whatever topic you're interested in, you can literally search, okay, by different categories. Okay, so here, add categories, you just say all ads here. Okay, you say all ads, right? And then over here you can see, okay, you could tell that, this is stuff I'm familiar with. If you have a guru, a platform that's already advertising online, you might want to search for it here. But let's say, for example, I put in colon. Okay, so I see some different thing here. Elsha colon, right? Because I used it as example earlier, but Elsha doesn't have any ads on right now. So let me go back. Okay, I'm gonna click all ads again. I'm gonna say colon. I'm gonna say let's tap on this. I'm not sure if that's an actual colon. Okay, so fragrance. Let's try fragrance, right? Something a little bit more generic. You want to try different things, right? Fragrance. Fragrance, right? Okay, so we have some here. This one looks like this one is huge. They have 2.1 million likes on their followers of sorts. So they're probably actively advertising. Let's try it. All right, boom. So I clicked on it. I can see some of the ads that they have. Okay, so for whatever your own niche or area of business is, I want you to try this. Okay, search, try different terminologies, and you can see sample ads of what people are. What is it that this one are advertising? Experience the timeless polo collection, right? So if I click, you can shop now. They're advertising straight to sales pages, right? But remember, I told you they have ways of capturing your information, even if you don't give them their contact, like email address or phone number. They're sometimes capturing that information using the Facebook Pixel, which I'll show you how to set up at the right timing in the right class, right? But you can see all those different ways that they're capturing people's attention. They have videos, right? So how are they? I want you to explore for your own type of business. How are they generating traffic? Well, they are generating traffic through Facebook. This is Meta, Facebook, right? So clearly that works, right? If you see ads here, that means it's working for them. That means they're making millions of dollars doing exactly this, okay? Right? So what I want you to do is find one that you find fascinating and then click into it. So I'll click, for example, I'll click on this one, shop now. It will take you to the actual website. So now I know they've captured my information because I have this little widget here. If you want to have this widget, just search for, this is a little extra technical. I'll show you how to do it later when we get to that time. I don't want you to jump ahead of yourself, right? But anyway, this picture shows me that they've just captured my information. I can see right there with Facebook. That means they are going to literally remarket to me because they think, hey, I'm interested. I clicked on their ad, right? I must be interested, right? So you can see here. Now, how are they capturing leads here, right? Do you see email sign up? They can capture my lead here, right? That's in addition to the Facebook pixels, right? Then also if I buy anything, right? That's obviously capture my information because it will ask for my phone number, email address, and home address, right? So it's like if you're using digital marketing, there's nothing better than it in terms of comparison with traditional business. Most traditional businesses are not capturing leads, which is why they struggle until they die natural death. 95% of them less than 5 years later. They're not capturing leads, you know. So, but anyway, go to ads library, Facebook ads library, and do this. And then I want you to send me an email. This is part of your certification. Send me an email to homework@myempirepro.net and let me know your experience. Spend 1 hour doing this, okay? Spend at least an hour on taking care of this exercise. You will learn so much by doing so, okay? On the next class, we're diving into some market research, okay? Market research is key to everything we do. It's a major, if you don't want to lose serious money, time, and energy, you need to make sure you understand the market you're trying to run into. And that's what we're going to be covering on the next class. Hopefully, you've been enlightened, educated. I'll see you on the next class, and peace.